Hi friends! I hope that you are enjoying your day today. I know that it's raining, but sometimes rain can be good for us because it helps things grow. And sometimes it will give us water in our rivers and springs. But lately we've been talking about today about the letter B. So we're going to read the book titled Beekeepers by Oatman, illustrated by Doug Chayka. So here is the front cover. Here is the spine. And here is the back cover. Wow. Look at those bees. I wonder what these are. Well, let's read and find out about beekeepers. The springtime sunshine pours like warm honey from the sky as Grandpa and I stand on the back porch before our morning chores. That's the grandpa and that's the girl. We dress long sleeve white coveralls, boots, gloves, and straw hats with veils of mesh. We walk across the grass, dew misting our boots, past the barn, past the pond, past the trees, and into the bee yard. The wooden hives are stacked high, fronts facing the sun. Here's the sun. Over on this side. Backs to the barn with a brick on each hive. This one doesn't have a brick. Good morning, honeybees, Grandpa calls into the quietness, his eyes sparkling behind the net. So here's his coveralls, his white one, his gloves, and his hat with a mesh veil to protect his face, and so he's able to breathe. I look up and see pods of pollen, purple, pink, yellow, orange, blue, and red, and green, gathered from springtime flowers and trees, clinging to some of the bees. Every color of the rainbow, says Grandpa. Pollen gatherers have been working hard, and now it's our turn. So that's all these different colors here. The pollen in the air. I lift off bricks and pray off the top covers with my hive tool. Right there. As Grandpa gives the bees a puff of smoke. Right there. There's Grandpa. You can't see him, but there's all the smoke from his bee smoker to quiet them and keep them from flying. Remember, September, Grandpa asked, all the bricks are standing on end? And July, I chime. He nods and smiles, thinking of honey harvest times. So they do this in September, which is this month, and they do it in July. I close my eyes, seeing the clear honey in the combs, caked with snow-white wax. Wow, look at all this honey. And these must be the combs they're trying to fill, these bees. I take a deep breath, remembering the sweet smell of spun honey. Best open your eyes, Grandpa whispers. There's a swarm starting. I wonder what swarm means. My eyes fly open and I catch my breath, scared. The skies darken and buzzing fills my ears, making my head spin. Grandpa chuckles softly, eyes to the sky. Beautiful. The hum of the bees' wings grows louder and louder, and my heart races with the sound. These little dots, those are all the bees gathering together. These are the comb, their hive. They're going up past the trees in the barn into the sky. Standing still, I hardly dare to breathe as the bees twirl down like a tornado, swirling and whirling every which way above Grandpa and me, then clustering on the branch of a tree. Goosebumps sting my arms, and I shake, wishing the swarm would settle. So they think, or she thinks, it's kind of scary seeing them all like that together. It gives her goosebumps, chills on her arms. Grinning, Grandpa grabs his swarm gathering tool, a long pole with a hook on the end, and an empty hive to place beneath the swarm. He hands me the pole. Dislodge the swarm, he says. My heart flies into my throat. Bringing down the bees have always been Grandpa's job. What if they don't come? I ask, trembling. Grandpa smiles. They'll come, he says. I guess that's very brave. We talked about that emotion with Miss Fry. Being proud to do something. I took a deep breath, then hoist the pole into the cloud of bees. Slowly, I pulled down the branch, shaked it, and a mass of bees plops down. The swarm swirls around, and soon thousands of bees are facing the hives, heads bowed down and tails head high. I sneak a glance at Grandpa and grin as the bees zoom into the hives. Grandpa reaches over and takes the pole, propping it against the fence. Their new home, he says, as he watched the bees. They'll settle, so the queen must be safe and sound in the hive. So there she is, holding the pole, and they're coming all the way down. And there's Grandpa. We leave the bee yard, walking past the trees, the pond, the barn. A swarm in May, a swarm in May is worth a load of hay, says Grandpa as we walk. A swarm in June is worth a silver spoon, I say. And together, a swarm in July isn't worth a fly, we say together laughing. Grandpa lifts off his bee veil. Why do bees swarm? I ask, taking off my veil and gloves. Grandpa shrugs. Why do spiders spin? He asks. We look at each other and smile. You're a fine keeper of bees, Grandpa says. First honey chunk of the season is all yours. I nod, proud, as we walk up the porch steps into the house. Springtime sunshine like warm honey across our backs. The end. I hope that you enjoyed this book today. If you were a beekeeper, what would you do? Would you eat the honey and keep it to yourself? Would you watch the bees as they grow the honey? Or would you be like that girl and keep them in a swarm in a box of the hive with the long pole? Enjoy the rest of your day, friends. Bye!